when we were through with the elections, His Excellency the President invited me once to go to State House, out of the blues. And when I went there, he told me, Farah, we are looking for a new Kenya. And those of you who supported me in the elections, as well as those who never supported, I want the majority leader to listen to what I'm saying. Majority leader, you are engrossed in something. You're supposed to be listening to me. His Excellency, wait, Shabir. I want him to listen. I mean, everybody else is listening. The country is listening. The only thing is because he has to listen to what I have to say, being a ranking member. And that's it. Shakir, you didn't come to Parliament in 1992. So now can I say, I want to. And for the first time, when I was invited to the State House, His Excellency told me, look, this is going to be an administration that is going to unite this country. And I'm going to serve equally those who voted for me and those who did not vote for me because they're all Kenyans. And Farah, expect good tidings. And you better start working out the projects that are of utmost importance in your own region. And of course, we mentioned the projects that were there. On the spot, in the same place, he called. I talked about the Garissa, the Madogo, Garissa, Dadaab, Liboi, Harhar Road, in my constituency, which is supposed to be part of the great African highways that are supposed to literally connect the continent. And he called his minister for transport at that time and roads and told him, do you have programs for that? The minister had some things at his fingertips. He said, we are looking to see if we can get funding for the design of that road. He told him, accelerate that design. We need to connect the government, the country, in every way. Madam Speaker, since that time, I now have national grid going all the way to Dadaab. And I'm hoping the national grid is going to go all the way to Liboi, all the way to Harhar. And that goes for all the regions in this country, including the regions that were really left behind. And I'm talking about such regions as Luo Nyanza, Eastern Province, all of the north, all those areas. There are projects there. There are dams that have been put in. We're getting medium dams, we're getting small ponds, and we're getting the big dams also coming to the region. And that exactly is what a nation building is about. Everything that was there at that time, as at the time when this administration assumed the reins of the government, we had a problem with the cost of living. It's been handled from 240 shillings to what do you call the 2 kilogram maize meal to 120, 130 now. We had issues with teaching. For the first time, we're getting almost 100,000 teachers, 76,000 employed so far. Madam Speaker, can I have 5 more minutes? Fair enough, thank you. 100,000 teachers are going to be employed in less than 4 years, in about 4 years. Doctors are getting employed. The medical field itself, all the imperfections that were there before, now there's hope. Hospitals are being built. I have a TVET in my own constituency, and in that TVET, there are going to be hostels which are going to be built for the students who are going to be there. Development is going to the 4 corners of the country, and I'm talking about Dadaab. I'm hoping also to get housing. The affordable housing is in Dadaab. Right now, we have markets. I drilled more than 45 boreholes in less than 3 years in my constituency. A record number that has not been drilled for all the 60-something years or 60-odd years before that. We have had a record number of ponds, Madam Speaker. And now we are looking at taking serious, innovational, technological steps. We are looking at an infrastructure that essentially is going to connect the 4 corners of this country. The road all the way to Mandera for us is there. Our children along that corridor are seeing tarmac for the first time. The road to Dadaab is going to start, I think, in as early as January next year. And these are the kind of things that we're looking at. I sat with some friend who was involved in the Nyayo car. I don't know if you remember the Nyayo car, a model efforts that was done by the government of the day that time. And because there was a lot of mediocrity in the discussions and the deliberations on the way forward to establish a car that today would have matched the Toyotas and the Mazdas and all these other vehicles that are also built, the Mahindras that were built in third world countries. What were hitherto third world countries, because Japan at the time of, what they call after the Second World War, was a very poor country. We threw away that because we looked at the market. You're not supposed to look at the domestic market alone. You're supposed to look at the globe for that matter. And the fact that that would have spurred a technological takeoff that would have put us again to look for other electronic things like televisions, like what do you call it, the stereos, all those technologically advanced things, all the way to mobile phone, the telephones for now. So it is actually, when you dream and you dream big and you have a vision like this, Madam Speaker, the nation, it will be in a position to really go far. If you don't dream, and I am a perfect witness and mover and shaker of a dream in my own first time when I came in here. We had only 52 students going to universities in the north, from the north those days in the national universities in the country here. Only 52 students. Honorable Kenan was one of the student leaders who was there at that time. I put in an affirmative action motion. We started bringing in about 550 in the first year. Today, student population from the north in the universities in Kenya are more than 20% of the overall. Within 30 years, there's such a powerful transformation that we actually are unable to get jobs for the graduates from our region. Before we could not even, I was in Dadaab, and the UN bodies were there, and jobs were available, and it was difficult to find even a diploma holder to be employed there by the UN. But today there's such a glut that if you want 100 doctors or 200 doctors from the north who are without jobs, you'll get them in a matter of 1 hour. And they're there going all over the world, going in other parts of the continent and other regions in the country and working as doctors, as engineers, as lawyers, as everything. So when you dream and you take the first steps towards that dream and that vision, you will definitely get somewhere. Before you can take off and reach that pinnacle, you must initially dream and take deliberate steps towards that dream itself, that vision itself. And you are definitely going to go very far. Madam Speaker, I had the benefit. Can I have a few more minutes, Madam Speaker? 2 more minutes just to wrap. And ask Shabir Shakil to, if he's a bit sick these days, let him nurse his wounds. I can see he holds his hands always with a sling. I don't know who bet him. But anyway, I had the benefit of going to a prestigious university or school of business in South Korea for one of the modules of the MBA course I was doing. And he was with me also, yes. And I agree with that. He was with me. And what happened is that when you see what South Korea was at the time we got independence, the president of the time, who was a military ruler, was called Park Chung-hee. He was so broke. He needed $800,000, less than $1 million, to facilitate his own delegation to go all over Europe and America, looking for scholarships for children or students from South Korea in the field of technology. And he didn't have that money. He had to come and borrow it from Kenyatta, Jomo Kenyatta. He came here on a visit and borrowed that amount of money. Madam Speaker, I'm, as a former deputy speaker, sometimes I should get a little bit more time than the others. Anyway, can I have 2 more minutes just to wrap it up? And ask Shakir Shabir to respect seniority. Now, he went all over these countries and got 3,000 scholarships in prestigious universities in America and in Europe for students from South Korea in only the field of technology. Only the field of technology. Whereas we're taking a lot of time in our country right now training procurement guys and BAs and other things that do not help us in that technological offtake. You got those 3,000. Those 3,000 went to the top schools in the world. And they're the ones who came back and spurred the technological takeoff of South Korea in the way it is. And in 45 years, they're able to do what they did, which is unbelievable. I mean, from having the same GDP as us, today their GDP is $2.8 trillion? And ours is only $136 billion. That is what made the difference. Now it's never too late. I see ourselves right now as taking off in the same manner as that dreaming, visionary South Korean president, who was a military dictator, went on a mission to make sure his country becomes a first world in the shortest possible time. And it did. Now we have taken off now ourselves. We need to give all the support to our president. We need to walk the talk with him. We need to eliminate all these naysayings and the rest and petty things. The other day somebody said, when it was asked, Lee Kuan Yew was asked, how were you able to perform so much better than our own country when we were together at the same level at the time of independence? He said, you killed your visionary Tom Mboya. South Koreans did not kill me.